Tracy Wimmer with Consumers Energy is joining us again today to talk about the latest and greatest that Consumers has got on their plate. So recently you announced, Tracy, that you're investing in more upgrades to develop a stronger, more resilient grid, including wildfire risk mitigation plan. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so obviously with the changing weather patterns that we're seeing across the state and the country, there's an increased risk of wildfire. And obviously we have a lot of forested area here in Michigan, and we understand that as a utility, there is a role we can play in helping reduce that. Obviously, a downed tree limb is one thing, but a downed tree limb in a wildfire area on a hot day, if a line comes down on that can be the difference between whether or not there's a wildfire, right? Yeah. And so that's something that we're taking into consideration. So we're actually the first utility company in the Midwest to come up with this plan that's specifically focused on making sure we're doing an increased amount of tree trimming in areas that have wildfire risk, that we're also putting more smart technology on those lines to better monitor if there is an outage or the potential for an outage even, to reduce that risk.
So what does this mean for customers?
So obviously these upgrades are beneficial to everyone, right? Because having a grid that's more resilient against the changing weather that we're experiencing keeps the lights on and also saves customers money. Yeah. But also it's making sure that we're doing our part to be good corporate citizens. We truly want to protect and preserve Michigan's natural resources, and we understand that there is a role we can play in reducing that wildfire risk.
Underscore again why this plan for mitigating the wildfire risk is so important.
Yeah, like I said, having the potential for us to be the cause of a wildfire is something that significantly weighs on us, right? And so we understand that it's important for us to do everything we can to remove that potential. So having things like that smart technology, making sure that we're bringing trees even further back from limbs, especially in heavily forested areas. A lot of this mitigation plan is focused on northern Michigan, where there is a ton of lines in deep forest area, so that we can be prepared and we can be watching things even if we're not physically there.
And are you burying some of those lines as well?
Yeah, so another part of the upgrades that we just proposed includes adding an additional 35 lines of buried underground pilot, which doesn't seem like a lot at first, but right. Keep in mind we're trying to ramp up more and more every year. We already have 10 on the books that we're doing this year in different places across the state, and that additional 35 is going to allow us to continue better understanding and exploring where the best places are to do that, especially in places where there's a wildfire risk.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to put your information on the screen, so if you'd like to get more information on all the amazing energy efficient, cool things Consumers Energy is doing, visit their website, consumersenergy.com, or give them a call, 800-477-5050. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.